Hello, world. This is TJ Morris, and you're listening to ET Radio. Welcome aboard, all you ground troops spinning around smartly on the planet. We'd like to welcome all of our veterans and appreciate them and want you to know that we're here for you, and we appreciate your job out there, whoever you are. We've always appreciated our veterans, and I am one. I was Navy, and Ken Johnston was Marine, and Mad Painter was Navy, and then we have those that come and go, like Rick Doty was Air Force, and, we have a lot of people in social media these days, including Tommy Sinisi Hawksblood, or Tommy Hawksblood Sinisi, and Janet Carolesson, and we're going to have a little discussion today, but we're going to be a little late with our alienologist, our new guy we're working with, came on last week. His name is Dave Emmons. And he was on Janet's show. Last night he was on Graham Hancock or Graham, I can't remember his name. Anyway, he can tell us when he gets here. And we're all about helping each other in our Ohana family out of Hawaii. And we share the Ascension Center and the Ace Metaphysical Institute and Integrative Medicine and Alienology, Ufology, and today we're going to talk about our UFO secret space and how that's affecting us in journalism and training people to do what they can to realize that they are truth seekers. And we've always helped others get involved in caregiving. So we're taking on the Advanced Communications Agency with Ira Pastor and other people that are service industry providers and professional services, and we have a lot of scientists that are involved and engineers at NASA and JPL and Jet Propulsion Laboratory and other companies working to get us up in space. So we're going to talk about the UFO Secret Space Command and what we're going to do to help others get their message out, along with many other organizations, including the UFO Association organization that watch NICAP, CSETI, and Mutual UFO Network come along and help others to get their stories down or their sightings down and how that affects humanity, because History Channel, a lot of the movie industry, television industry, and newspaper industry, how we find out things. It's like planes, trains, automobiles, and how America's falling behind the curve on the planet regarding space travel and what the world looks like from above when you look down and realize America's falling behind. And not only the space industry, but things we can see like speeding trains, but thanks to Sir Richard Branson here in Florida, where I live, there's going to be a faster train, and I believe there's one in Dallas and one in California. So I'd like everybody to look at the future and help us in that respect. But without further ado, I'm going to bring on my associate, longtime associate in our ACO club and the ACE Nonprofit Inc. In Ascension Center, Hawaii, Tommy Hawksblood. So let me get him on here. Thomas Hawksblood Sinisi, is that you from Hawaii?
Yes, it is. Greetings. Hello, everyone. Calling from
How
the big
are you
island of
feeling
Hawaii.
today?
I'm doing good. Lots going on in my neighborhood. It's crazy. I don't think I ever was in an area like this is here. It's like living in a battlefield, but one day at a time.
Well, I know we're supposed to talk about UFO secret space, but let's. Why don't you tell people, because we're going to talk, it says Alienologists discussion, but I guess I better put an S after that because I want to get to why we're alienologists and why we're forming more people to join us if you're interested in the Allied Space Command. But Tommy, give us a little background on you. Most people that listen to us have been listening to you and me for 7 years now. But give them a little background. You're an author, you're a minister, universal life minister, and because we're going to build why we're alienologists discussing UFO Secret Space Command tonight. So tell them a little bit about you, if you don't mind.
All right. I grew up in New Jersey, and I had a lot of UFO experiences and different things going on there. It all started when I was 6. Not that I wanted to be part of it. I was just pulled into it. I mean, my experiences are incredible. I'm not going to go into them all. I did put out 4 books. My books are on spiritualism. I really never go into writing about UFOs, but my new book I'm releasing as a manual will be How to See a UFO. I promise anybody reads it, they'll be able to see a UFO if they do what I tell them. If that's what
Say
they
it
want.
again. For me, it might have been my phone, but it sounded like the energy bended. Maybe not when we listen back on YouTube, but try one more time. What is the name of your book? Your latest?
Okay, my newest manual that's coming out will be How to See a UFO Field Manual, meaning it gives you step-by-step and things to do, how to do it, if you really want to see a UFO. And I promise you, if you follow the steps, you'll see a UFO. And that's a promise, because basically I've been dealing with this all my life, so I know right and wrong, good things to do, things not to do. And if you're really interested in that kind of stuff, how and what you should be doing to go about to do it. So I'm releasing it as a manual, and it's going to be a PDF file. It's going to have a bunch of pictures on it as well, pictures that I shot without camera tricks or anything like that. So it'll be a good book, and I'm only going to sell it that way as a PDF file for $1. Now, anybody interested, please send me an email, and I'll send it out to you. I just finished it last week. I've been working on it for 2 years, playing with it, figuring out what I wanted to do with it. But I got it to the point where I said, okay, somebody does this, they'll see a UFO, if that's what they want. I go into a couple spiritual teachings and things around it, because when you do something like that, and if it becomes important in your life, if you want to see a UFO and you want to get involved with the UFO, it's time to think about what you consider spiritual, what you don't, what you want out of it. If it's just a game, a pleasure, I mean, if it becomes serious, I mean, a lot of people think they're going to get involved with making money. That won't happen. Very few people make money in the UFO world, and the ones that do are just telling great stories. So the people that are involved with it, which I have been involved with many, kind of disappeared after a while. So when the truth comes out, they kind of seem to disappear. And I have multiple friends that have. Why am I still? I never go after the government, and I'm not like everybody else wanting disclosure. The disclosure people want is going after the government, exposing their ships and exposing what they're doing. Disclosure to me is learning and seeing a real alien and knowing that they're there. That's disclosure. Not knowing that we have ships above us, the government sending ships out into space. That's not going to help us. We're in a space right now where the world's crashing. Everything's becoming contaminated, poisonous, disease-ridden, and we need to stop that. We need to be aware of what we're doing. Never mind going out into space and worrying about what's going to be out there. And if you really think you're going to be going out there anytime soon, think again. I mean, there's 7.4 billion people on the planet. How many people do you think will get on a spaceship to leave it? We got a lot of things going on in the past couple weeks. Disclosure, what most people assume is disclosure about rockets and spaceships and all that, are coming out at every level. And why? Because it's time that it has to come out. Because everybody has a cell phone. Everybody could record one. And it's not like they can make up multiple stories every time a new picture gets put on the internet, even though they try. So with that, the book I'm releasing is just going to be the steps: how to dress, where to look, how to look, and things like that, and when. And basically, wherever you live on this planet, there's thousands of ships flying over it in a day. Not one, not two, but thousands. So it's not easy to capture them, and you need certain kind of cameras to capture them during the day, certain things that you got to do. But I go into all that. It's a lot easier to capture UFOs at nighttime because they're everywhere, and it's easier to see a light in the sky. I go into the steps of the difference between meteorites, comets, even what everybody says, oh, that's a satellite, that's a satellite. Satellites are usually little. They're really small. And you're not going to see that from where you are on planet Earth without a telescope. So when you see light balls going by and stuff, I can guarantee that they're not normal. And depending on the movement of them determines whether they're government ships or UFOs. So, yeah, that's where I'm going with all this. I mean, I have seen over thousands of ships in my lifetime, been close to a couple of them. My brother was almost abducted by one. I stopped that. I can go into all that. But in the interim, the bottom line for me is you need to know what's happening right now on this planet and stay up on information. And that's why I'm sticking with TJ, because we have a lot of different speakers on. Not that I agree with many people, but you need to filter what you hear, what kind of truth, and what you're going to accept in your life, or you're going to let it become part of your reality. Because we each have a level of awareness that we're able to go to, which isn't the highest, but it's a level. Everybody has their level of acceptance. I mean, most people are giving up on God and spirit and hoping that aliens will save us. I mean, just look at the movie world. Superhero movies come out every week now, or every other month at least, and they're being packed by adults. Adults are so desperate and desiring something to change. They're hoping that a superhero comes, or even an angel. I mean, even with the movie Lucifer, it's an opening up people to something that they are afraid to open up to, is the truth. I mean, and I have multiple experience. I'll give it right back to you, TJ. Multiple experiences dealing with possession. I did exorcisms. One of my best friends is one of the top exorcists in the United States, because he does them constantly all year long. What happens? What happens to people when that happens? So, yeah, and it's not just abduction by aliens, because that's part of the wave that's hitting the world right now. And in this exposure, I call it, of what's happening for real, we don't see the truth. They're not putting it out there. The little drips and drabs that people see, these 2-minute videos that are blurry. Well, only one person I know, except Sergeant 18 and I, shot lots of real pictures of ships constantly. But a person, John Ford, who's in the Nut House in Long Island since 1996, shot the best video ever shot on this planet of a ship that crashed on Long Island. I saw the video. It won't be released unless he dies. But and they're keeping him in the Nut House so that he doesn't release it. But it was filmed years ago, so it wasn't like he used all kind of camera tricks or computer tricks or anything. And when I saw it, the government was coming after him. And that's the story. If you put the truth out,